Here's 17 of the best release clause deals we could find in Football Manager 2023. First up, Antonio Pacheco. He's a Spanish 20-year-old defensive midfielder who you can get for £4.9 million. He's a determined player with great passing and first touch, so ideal for playing in the centre of the park. My scout tells me he displays a fairly determined attitude, has good positioning and decisions, and can play in a couple of positions. And according to my scouts, he could become Kevin Phillips levels here in my Man City team. And this is Kevin Phillips. Alberto Moreno next, a legendary Spanish left back who's 29 years old now, but he's still got all the stats you would need at that left back position, and you can get him for his release clause of around £13 million. He's got the stamina, the pace, the tackling, the crossing / dribbling, the off the ball, the work rate. He's great, and has been for years in Football Manager. My scout tells me he's a fairly consistent performer and enjoys big matches, which is excellent, but might have a problem being fairly susceptible to injuries. Hector Mourinho next, and £5.2 million will get you a player with 124 caps for his country, European pedigree, a fairly professional personality, left-footed. He's got all the stats you would basically want for a centre-back for that position, even defensive midfield as well. He's got tackling, marking, passing, heading, first touch, positioning, concentration, decisions, composure, bravery. He's got the lot, right? You wouldn't necessarily expect him to last too long, but £5.2 million, he's basically good for about a year, and also would be a great role model for your younger players. Relishes big matches here, my scout tells me, and is a hugely consistent performer with almost no cons to his name at all. A great signing, I think, for almost any club. Thomas Delaney next, and although he is 30 years old and his release clause is 28 million, I do think you're getting good value for money here and getting a world-class tenacious defensive midfielder. He's Danish and played 69 times for his country, scoring 7 goals. He's got heading of 16 here in the save, tackling of 17, work rate 18, teamwork 17, determination 18. You see what I mean, right? He's absolutely world-class in my opinion. And my scouts tell me as well he's got the two big considerations: consistent performer and relishes big matches. Now if you're looking for a Wonderkids striker, look no further. £4.2 million I think his release clause is, will get you Matheus Arezzo. He's been around under the radar a little bit, fair to say, for a couple of years now in Football Manager, but still putting up great numbers. Finishing 14, first touch 14, dribbling 13. He's only 19 years old. His acceleration is 15. He's going to be class yet again this year. My scout tells me he's got a balanced to normal personality, possesses great pace, and crucially he's very good at heading as well. Sometimes it's quite difficult to find a good striker who's good at heading. £4.3 million gets you Nicolas Garialdi, a 22-year-old Argentinian, hard-working, balanced personality midfielder. Tackling of 14, marking of 14. He's got great mentals, and they're only going to improve decent physicals as well as strength and like height and stuff. Again, my scout is telling me he enjoys big matches and is a fairly consistent performer. Yippee. £4.3 million again gets Ezequiel Infantino, a 19-year-old Argentinian right midfielder with a fairly determined personality. Looking under the bonnet, we can't see he enjoys big matches or is a fairly consistent performer. But look at his potential ability, right? He's going to be better than Julian Alvarez here in my Man City team and better than Riyad Mahrez as well. John Moncayola as well, you'll be able to pick up for a decent fee. He's a balanced personality, defensive midfielder and a 24-year-old Spanish player. Crucially, he's got amazing mentals, aggression, anticipation, bravery, concentration, positioning, teamwork, vision and work rate, as well as great physicals. And on top of that, he enjoys big matches and is a fairly consistent performer, a solid player. 26 million will get you the 22-year-old striker Vitinha, who I personally think is just bordering on world class. Acceleration, pace, finishing, determination. Look at those top three in the mentals: aggression, anticipation and bravery, and work rate as well. Hasn't played yet for Portugal, which I think is strange considering these attributes. Fairly consistent performer. What could go wrong? Firmino next, £13 million gets you this 26-year-old Brazilian centre-back who's very good. He's 6'4", he's got good jumping reach, good strength, heading, marking, positioning, aggression, maybe lacking his tackling a little bit here to be fair in this save. Reports-wise, Firmino is a fairly consistent performer, can play in a couple of positions. He's really good in the air and I think could be a great signing for you guys. Nicolas Pass is available for I think 7 million release clause. 17-year-old Argentinian, another wonder kid or potential wonder kid on our list today. Determination 18, aggression 14, flair 14 already in this save. He's a driven left-footed winger, contracted to Real Madrid, so you know he's got pedigree. Is driven in pursuit of his goals, according to my scouts, can play a couple of positions and possesses a fair amount of pace. Look at this rating though. My scout reckons Nicolas Pass is going to be as good as Jack Grealish in my Man City team, and this is the man himself. Aqua Match then, 10 million will get you this 18-year-old Brazilian wonder kid. Dribbling, first touch, technique, flair. He's got the lot, right? Pace, determination. Looking at the scout report as well, we've got consistent performer and spirited individual. That is what I'm talking about. Get yourself a hold of this guy. A little bit more on the expensive side of things now. Georgie Kuipers, I think that's how you pronounce it. About £30 million release clause, but his value is £28 million, right? So you're paying a fair whack, but you're getting a world-class player. 6'2", fairly professional centre-back who's left-footed. He's got heading, marking, tackling, positioning, everything you would want. Decisions, determination, strength, pace, an absolute baller, and hopefully will improve as well. And my scout tells me, crucially, he's a fairly consistent performer and enjoys big matches and has no real cons. Fran Garcia next, £8.5 million for this 22-year-old Spanish left back who's had one under-21 cap. He's a fairly professional personality and is described as an enthusiastic fullback. You need your fullbacks to be enthusiastic, to be fair, don't you? He's fast, great balance, look at that 17. It's got good pace as well. He can play all the way up the wing. Fairly consistent performer as well as possessing great pace and being fairly adaptable when it comes to living in another country. Alejandro Gomez next. Nearly didn't make it onto the list because of his age and his price, right? 17 million for a 34-year-old doesn't sound amazing, but when you look at his stats, and if you maybe just account for him only being at your club or being in your first team for 1, maybe 2 years, he's world class. He's had 14 caps for Argentina. He's a professional and elite attacking midfielder. Not only has he got crossing, dribbling, first touch, long shots, passing, technique, vision, flair, determination, and agility in the green, and that's a lot. He's also got 15s of natural fitness, acceleration, anticipation, and 14s of corners, bravery, and balance. My scout obviously also tells me he enjoys big matches and is a fairly consistent performer. I really can't see any cons to this guy other than the fact that he's probably got like a 2-year sell-by date on him. Ricardo Horton next, £27 million gets you a prime winger, basically, from Portugal. He's fast, he's flair. He's fast, he's flair, he's fast, he's got flair, he's got off the ball, technique, dribbling, and he'll crucially last you quite a few years, right? My scout tells me consistent performer, spirited individual, and enjoys big matches. He's going to be as good as Mahrez. Top of the list today then, 17 million gets you the 18-year-old Japanese wonder kid from the Real Madrid B team, Takahiro Nakai. Already in this save, he's got dribbling of 15, first touch of 14, passing of 14, flair of 16, and my scouts tell me he is a balanced to normal personality and a fairly consistent performer. Thanks for watching, guys. There is your list. Feel free to pause it. If you want to download the shortlist, consider hitting the join button. Anybody who joins as a member gets access to every shortlist that we've ever made. Also, Patreon link in the video description. Hit like, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.